If you're running a business, you know that technology can be your best friend and sometimes your worst enemy. So today, we're going to talk about how to turn your company's IT challenges into some of your biggest operational strengths. Let's dive in.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? You know, that one printer that just never works? The software that always seems to crash right before a big deadline? Yeah, those constant nagging tech issues that pull you and your whole team away from doing what you do best. It's a super common story for so many businesses out there.
But what if we just looked at this a different way? What if all these constant frustrations aren't just problems that need fixing, but they're actually huge opportunities to build a smarter, leaner, more efficient business?
I mean, really think about it. Every single minute an employee spends wrestling with a tech issue is a minute they aren't helping a client or building your next big thing. That's lost productivity, it's wasted salary, and honestly, it's a huge drag on morale. This isn't just an annoyance, right? It's a very real hidden cost, like a tax, that's directly chipping away at your bottom line.
Okay, so what's the answer? Well, it's all about shifting our approach from just reacting to problems to a proactive, streamlined solution. So let's talk about remote IT support.
At its heart, it's actually beautifully simple. Instead of waiting around for a technician to drive over to your office, a certified expert can securely log into your systems right over the internet and start diagnosing and fixing problems in real time. It doesn't matter where they are or where you are. So, how does all this magic actually happen? Well, it starts with remote access software. You've probably heard of things like TeamViewer that creates the connection. Then, you've got secure channels, like ticketing systems, to manage all the requests. Everything, and I mean everything, is locked down tight with encryption and VPNs. And it's all managed from the cloud, which can even use AI to spot problems before you even know they exist. Pretty cool, right?
So that's the how, but the why? That's where it gets really exciting for any business owner. Let's break down how this actually translates into real measurable benefits, what the source material calls repeatable wins.
The value of remote support really stands on three main pillars. First up is speed. With no travel time, problems get solved way faster, often in under an hour. Second, you've got savings. The cost efficiency just goes through the roof. And third is scalability. As your business grows, your IT support can grow right alongside you. No massive new investments required.
You know, let's just pause on that cost efficiency for a second. 30 to 50%. That's the kind of savings we're talking about for businesses that switch from traditional on-site support. Remember that hidden tax on your growth we mentioned earlier? Well, this is how you get rid of it. This isn't just pocket change. We're talking about significant operational cash you can pour right back into growing your business.
Okay, so the benefits are pretty clear. But how do you, actually do this? It can feel like a massive jump, but it really doesn't have to be. Here's a straightforward 5-step action plan to take you from just an idea to making it a reality.
It's a pretty logical cycle. First, you assess what you've got. Take stock of your current systems. Then, you select the right partner for your needs. Security is totally non-negotiable, so next, you secure everything. Critically, you have to train your team so everyone's comfortable and on board. And finally, and this is key, you don't just set it and forget it. You iterate, constantly looking at the data to make things even better. Let's just zoom in on step 3, security, because it is so important. The key here is to make it practical. You assign a clear owner so you know who's accountable. You find a quick win, something like setting up multi-factor authentication for an immediate security boost, and then you create a validation check, like doing regular audits, to make sure you stay protected for the long haul. Now look, any big operational change is going to have some potential bumps in the road. The trick is knowing what they are ahead of time so you can navigate around them, all while staying on the right side of any legal and compliance rules. So here's the game plan. You basically turn these common mistakes into your best practices. Instead of underestimating training, you get proactive about it. Instead of having poor communication, you set up crystal clear support channels. And instead of having just one flimsy lock on the door, you build layered security measures. See the pattern? And of course, you've got to think about compliance. You'll need to know about data privacy laws like GDPR in Europe or CCPA in California. You've got cybersecurity standards like NIST and maybe even industry-specific rules like HIPAA for healthcare. The biggest takeaway here? Just make sure you maintain detailed audit trails of every remote session. It's absolutely essential for accountability.
So, we've covered the opportunity, the benefits, and the roadmap to get there. Now, it really all comes down to taking that very first concrete step forward.
You know, this quote from the source material really just nails it. This isn't just about fixing computers faster. It's about fundamentally changing your business to be more efficient, more resilient, and way more agile in a world that absolutely demands it.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on for your own organization. Of all those annoying recurring problems that just suck up your team's time and energy, which one are you going to solve first with a smarter approach to IT support? Thanks for joining me.